Hi, it's Crystal here. I hope you're doing well. And I wanted to talk to you today about the importance of sometimes going off out into the wilderness when you're feeling like you have issues in your relationship and you're not quite sure what to do to help to fix those issues. And the reason I wanted to talk about this is that I get so much enjoyment but also peace from just going out into nature and just exploring the wildlife and just feeling like I'm reconnecting with nature. Because sometimes, when we're troubled by something such as a problem in our relationship, sometimes what we need is actually some focused time alone without our partner so that we can actually just be on our own and just spend some time reflecting and just mulling some thoughts and feelings over. I'm a big believer that actually at times we need to go out into nature, and that sometimes when we spend time in nature, when we are struggling with something in our relationship, that nature can actually help us find the answers. And the answers might not always be obvious, but actually spending that time alone and spending that time in nature and reconnecting with the environment around you can actually be very, very uplifting. It can be very refreshing. It can be sometimes just what you need. Because when you're in conflict with your partner, it can be very, very difficult for you to see clearly, to think clearly, to be able to communicate effectively. And sometimes just having that space to calm down can actually be really, really helpful. And there's no better place to do that than in nature, when you're going to be absorbed in the natural energy of your environment around you. To be peaceful, to be calm and tranquil, and just spend some time on your own thinking about what's going on for you. Because you can go out into nature and find somewhere where you're going to be undisturbed, you can actually feel as though you're much more peaceful. So if you were to go out and find a place in nature yourself where you could be unobserved, where you've got no distractions, you've got no technology distracting you, where you could just be yourself, you didn't put a time limit on it, and you can actually just spend some time absorbed in your environment, that will allow you to feel that you have room and space to actually breathe and to think, and just to take some time to be calm and to process your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions. But at the same time, you can still feel connected to something much wider, something much bigger than yourself, and that's being connected to nature, because you're part of nature, you're part of this natural environment all around you. So actually taking the time to do this, not only will you feel and enjoy feeling solitary, but you'll also feel held at the same time. So it's the perfect combination. So you can feel solitary without feeling alone, because you're actually being held and looked after, but you have that space and that time to really think for yourself. So my challenge to you is to just, next time you're feeling a bit overwhelmed by your problems, they might even just be unrelated to your relationship. It could be work problems, it could be an issue with a friendship, but certainly if you're feeling that there are issues in your relationship and you just can't think clearly, or you and your partner just keep going round and round in circles, what I want you to do is to really think about finding a place in nature for yourself where you feel like you're going to be undisturbed, where you can take some time. And I'd put aside at least an hour for this if you've got the luxury of time to do that, but certainly no less than half an hour. Go out to somewhere that's really quiet and peaceful, where you're unlikely to be interrupted. Sit under a tree, just sit in a woodland, go to a field that you like, and just find somewhere comfortable, maybe on a beach, for you to just sit down and just be undisturbed. Go to your favourite park and sit on a bench, wherever that place is for you. Make it clear to everybody that you're unavailable during that time. Put your phone on silent or do not disturb mode, or don't even take it with you, and just spend some time on your own. Focus on your breathing and just spend some time meditating and trying to find that inner peace, and just close your eyes and just notice your 5 senses. So first of all, start with what you can hear, anything you can taste, anything you can touch, anything you can smell, and then open your eyes and just take in the view around you. What different colours can you notice? What people can you see? What animals, what plants can you see? So just really take some time to really immerse yourself and really be still in that moment, and just really focus on who you are, where you are. Notice how your body's feeling, and just all you need to do is observe nature around you. And sometimes when you just take the time just to do that and to be very, very present, so you might have some thoughts or some feelings that come into your mind, and just to acknowledge those and let those drift by, and then just turn your attention back onto physically how you're feeling. Notice any areas of tension or pain in your body. Notice what's going on around you in nature. Notice the different colours, the sounds, the smells, the sights, whatever it is that you can sense in your environment around you, and just really just be there and just focus on nothing else. So it's about being really, really present in that moment, feeling really connected to nature and really observing nature in a way that perhaps you don't do very often, because quite often, you know, even when we are in nature, we have a tendency to go from A to B without really taking in our environment. And I just really want you to notice everything around you. And sometimes just from doing that, I mean, you'll certainly find an inner peace to some extent, but sometimes as well, the answers just bubble up to the surface when we allow them space to just breathe and to just be and to just circulate, as though our bloodstream circulates. If you just let things circulate and breathe and aerate for a while, sometimes the answer just bubbles up to the surface. And what I want you to do afterwards is I want you to take some time to maybe write down a reflection as to what you experience. So you might want to write that in your journal, and you might then want to share that with your partner as well. So talk to your partner about the experience, and whether, you know, if you are meditating or thinking about a particular problem or issue in your relationship, just think about what you came up with and share that with your partner, your thoughts and your feelings. And if your partner's done the same exercise, ask them to share their feelings and their thoughts and their experience of doing that. And the more often you can do that, the more often you can take time to really spend time on your own in nature, you'll notice that whatever's going on for you, it just allows that space. You don't have to force it. It's not something, I'm not saying go out into nature and think really hard about what it is you need to do. I'm actually saying the opposite. And I don't want you to put any pressure on yourself to use that time to come away with a solution, because that's not the point either. Because sometimes it's enough just to go out into nature and just have that peace, and you may come back feeling as though you don't have all the answers, and that's absolutely fine as well. It's a daily practice. The more often you spend time in nature and spend time on your own, spend time reconnecting and really being mindful, things will just naturally find their own rhythm. Solutions will naturally find their way to the surface. And I always am a big believer is, if you're in doubt, then just don't do anything and just let something be what it is, and sit with the not knowing for a while. Let nature guide you. And I would absolutely love to hear your experiences. If you've done that before and you found it useful, I would love to hear from you. So you can either comment in the comment section below this video, or you can reach out to me. Come over to my website, which is www.crystalwoodbridge.com. That's KRYSTAL woodbridge.com, and you can contact me by email. You can also come to my Facebook page, which is Crystal Woodbridge Relationship Coach, and you can personally message me or reach out to me on there as well. So I would absolutely love to hear from you, and until then, take care. Bye.